Good Tuesday, everyone, and welcome to this edition of Conversation Daily News. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. Because you have your news headlines coming up on this Tuesday, we have a message from my book, Words I Choose to Live By. And in today's Entertainment Spotlight, you'll be part of my conversation with David Dante of Rough Ends. You don't want to miss that. Enjoy today's broadcast. For Conversation Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with your Tuesday headlines. In international news, WNBA's Brittany Griner appeals her Russian prison sentence. Lawyers for American basketball star Brittany Griner have filed an appeal of her 9-year Russian prison sentence for drug possession, Russian news agencies reported on Monday, amid talks between the U.S. and Russia that could lead to a high-profile prisoner swap. Griner, an 8-time All-Star center with the WNBA's Phoenix Mercury and 2-time Olympic gold medalist, was convicted August 4th after police said they found vape canisters containing cannabis oil in her luggage at Moscow's airport. Griner admitted that she had the canisters in her luggage, but said she had inadvertently packaged them in haste and that she had no criminal intent. Her defense team presented written statements that she had been prescribed cannabis to treat pain. Her February arrest came at a time of heightened tensions between Moscow and Washington, just days before Russia sent troops into Ukraine. At the time, Griner, recognized as one of the greatest players in WNBA history, was returning to Russia, where she plays during the U.S. League's offseason. Her lawyer was quoted by Russian news agencies on Monday as saying the appeal was filed and was expected, but the grounds for it weren't immediately clear. The 9-year sentence was close to the maximum of 10 years, and the lawyer and co-counsel said after the conviction that the punishment was excessive. They said that in similar cases, defendants have received an average sentence of about 5 years, with about a third of them granted parole. Before a conviction, the U.S. State Department declared Griner to be wrongfully detained, a charge that Russia has sharply rejected. Reflecting the growing pressure on the Biden administration to do more to bring Griner home, U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken took the unusual step of revealing publicly in July that Washington had made a substantial proposal to get Griner home, along with Paul Whelan, an American serving 16-year sentence in Russia for espionage. Blinken didn't elaborate, but the Associated Press and other news agencies have reported that Washington has offered to free a Russian arms dealer who is serving a 25-year sentence in the U.S. and once earned the nickname the Merchant of Death. On Sunday, a senior Russian diplomat said talks about an exchange have been conducted. In more international news, Iran denies involvement but justifies Salman Rushdie's attack. An Iranian official Monday denied Tehran was involved in the stabbing of author Salman Rushdie, though he sought to justify the attack in Islamic Republic's first public comments on the bloodshed. The remarks by the spokesperson for Iran's foreign minister came 3 days after Rushdie was wounded in New York State. The writer has been taken off a ventilator, is on the road to recovery, according to his agent. Rushdie, 75, has faced death threats for more than 30 years. In 1989, Iran's supreme leader issued a fatwa, or Islamic edict, demanding the author's death, and while Iran has not focused on Rushdie in recent years, the decree still stands. Regarding the attack against Salman Rushdie in America, we don't consider anyone deserving reproach, blame, or even condemnation except for Rushdie himself and his supporters, the representative said. In this regard, no one can blame the Islamic Republic of Iran, he added. We believe that the insults made and the support he received was an insult against followers of all religions. In national news, R. Kelly jury selection underway for trial fixing allegations. Jury selection in R. Kelly's federal trial on charges that he rigged his 2008 state child pornography trial began Monday, with the judge and attorneys quickly focusing on whether would-be jurors watched a 2019 documentary about sex abuse allegations against the R&B singer. After denying a request from Kelly's attorney to automatically exclude anyone from the jury who watched the 6-part documentary series Surviving R. Kelly, the U.S. District Judge quizzed potential jurors about how much they watched, what they could recall about it, and whether they could be impartial if they were selected. Jurors were asked whether they watched the documentary in a questionnaire they had already filled out. In one instance, a woman who had left her answer blank acknowledged that she had watched several episodes. She was not immediately excused from serving, however. In more national news, Anne Heche dies of crash injuries after life support removed. Anne Heche, the Emmy Award-winning film and television actor whose dramatic Hollywood rise in the 1990s and accomplished career contrasted with personal chapters of turmoil, died of injuries from a crash. She was 53 years old. And finally, in business news, stocks end higher on Wall Street. Economic worries hit oil. Stocks on Wall Street bounced back from an early slide and closed higher Monday, extending the market's recent winning ways as investors look ahead to several updates from retailers this week. The S&P 500 rose 0.4% after having been down 0.5% in the early going. Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. It's on time for a message from my book, Words I Choose to Live By. Enjoy. Good Tuesday, everyone. I'm Cyrus Webb, and welcome to Words I Choose to Live By. Looking for a reason to be joyful today? Joy comes not because everything is going your way. It is the realization that even though you might feel as though things are not their best, you are thankful for what you have in the moment. That feeling can sustain you through the tough times. Know that whatever storm you are experiencing, it will not last forever. This too shall pass. Have an amazing Tuesday. We are part of my conversation coming up with Rough Ends in today's Entertainment Spotlight. Stay with us. You're listening to Conversation Daily News. For Conversation Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with Entertainment Spotlight. David and Dante of Rough Ends join me on Conversations Live, the radio show, to talk about their extraordinary musical journey and new projects. Here's a bit of our conversation.
Hey, David, I want to start with you. What has this experience been like for you? To be able to see the way that your fans consistently look forward to every project and really do show their support with every song.
Man, it's mind-blowing. It's why we do what we do, you know. Me and my brother got back together, and the fans were a big part of it, man. So it's all about the fans. So, to see the support, and there's so many people that still is like, oh my God, I didn't even know you guys were back together. You know what I mean? So it's so many people we still want to reach and touch. But just to see the reaction is amazing, because this project is a project that was produced by myself and written by me and my brother. So it's all our ideas, all of our expressions, all of our artistry wrapped up into one project. And to see the responses, it's amazing. I'm blessed.
Yeah. Dante, what about for yourself? As David was just saying, this is a very personal project for you all. What was it like for you to be able to see how it all came together and the way the fans are responding to it?
Beautiful. It definitely was needed on so many levels. Just talking to new promoters, new fans, the DJs, getting back in touch with a lot of the DJs, and they telling us like, "Oh, I didn't know y'all were back together. It was so needed. I'm so glad y'all. I'm so glad y'all still record music and putting out good music." We feel like we have a quality of music. We feel like we were bred in a time where they had A&Rs, and A&Rs made the artists focus more on the quality of themselves.
Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. We thank you all for tuning into this edition of Conversations Daily News. We'll have to get on tomorrow for more news, message from my book, Words I Choose to Live By, and of course your Entertainment Spotlight. Until then, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Daily News today, and let's go make it a great one.